Hi folks, I'm going to show you a scene that you've seen a million times on The Sopranos, and I'm going to add some new footage to it and give you a different meaning to it as well. Tell me what you think. Okay, I'm going to break down the Phil and Butch scene, but I'm going to start earlier because the audio starts before the scene even starts. Here we go.
New York's famous Little Italy. It once covered over 40 square blocks, but has now been reduced to one row of shops and cafes.
That's very important. You'll see at the end.
Hello?
It's me.
Where are you? You close?
Let's do it over the phone.
Look at Butchie's face. He doesn't trust Phil, and Phil doesn't trust anybody. I mean, what is the first thing Butch says to Phil? What's the first thing he says? He says, "Where are you? You close?" Phil ignores him and just starts talking. And this is Butch's reaction. How would you react? I think the exact same way. There's no trust. He shakes his head.
No word yet. No one knows where our friend is.
It's not that there's no word, it's that there's no progress.
Nobody's taking this lightly, Phil.
You should have been done first.
They thought they'd find them both at the strip joint.
I've heard this already.
But I know you're disappointed, Phil. I can hear it in everything you say.
Fucking A, I'm disappointed.
I'm thinking. I don't know. Maybe.
What? You talking about reaching out? We can't go back. Are you out of your fucking mind?
No, I know.
Then what'd you say it for?
I didn't, Phil. You did.
Listen, kid. When this is over, we're gonna sit down. Me and you.
I hope so.
I can't hear you. You're breaking up.
I said I hope.
Phil hangs up in his face. No respect whatsoever. And a hardcore gangster like Butch, he knows what that means. He knows exactly what it means. It means that he's going to get whacked. That's exactly what it means, and that's exactly what Butch is thinking. Believe me when I tell you. But there's something else in this scene that you have to see. Remember the beginning of the scene? This is New York's Little Italy, and it's now been reduced to one row of blocks. It's been now reduced to just one row of shops. And look at who owns the neighborhood now. This is Chinatown. They took over. And Butch is in the wrong neighborhood after a short walk. I'm going to school you guys on something that you just didn't know about the Sopranos and the Lubertazzi crime family. When Butch saw the Chinese, you notice how he turned around real quick? He did that for a reason, because the leader of the family, Carmine Lubertazzi, he had an older brother. They looked like twins, but in all actuality, this guy right here, Peter Lubertazzi, they called him Petey. He was a year older than Carmine, and he was the man. He was a tough guy. And the Chinese, they were just a little tougher. Let me show you.
What's going on?
We're gonna talk Lennon privately.
Sure. Some funeral, huh? So what's new, kid? Listen, no news this week. But I got some pretty good uptown you should try. Give you a taste for nothing.
Chris 活動咧，成熟嘅 Lenny。
What are you talking about?
你諗我講係而家你想玩我咩 I thought it was loud and clear. This is our street now. Want to stay on this street? You pay us like everybody else.
Hey, come on, Ronnie. Me? You want to extort money from me? You know who you're talking to here? You know who my cousins are?
A sick lunch and they look at me like go to tell you, fuck your cousins. No one rides free anymore. You owe me money. It's 300 a week you operate out of here. 4 weeks, that's 1,200 bucks you owe.
You come across Canal Street and start throwing your weight around here, you little chick scumbag, you're gonna end up with a wire around your fucking neck. Now get out of here before I kick your ass.
On your
Hey,
own.
kid.
And that's how Petey ended up. Now back to Butch and Tony and the meeting. And there's something that happened at the meeting that is very critical, very important. I believe that Tony could have lived, except he was greedy. Greed is what killed Tony Soprano. Take a look and take a listen. Now listen to this, guys.
Your fucking ears must be ringing. I just left your friend, the son, crying the blues over the situation between you and that Alfred over there.
Well, that's why I'm calling. I need you to reach out to the little guy.
He's not happy with Phil neither.
I know.
Tony just said, I know. How did he know? See, that's the mystery. And if anyone could figure that one out, I would love to hear it. But come on, there's no clues in the series that tells us who the mole might have been in New York. How does Tony know that Butch isn't happy with Phil? Okay, let's get to the sit down. We know Carmine's there, and everyone should know that Carmine is on the other side of the family. He's against Butch because Butch was Johnny Sack's right-hand man. And we all know that Johnny Sack and Carmine did not like each other, and they were briefly at war. My point is simple. Carmine could care less if Phil gets whacked.
We started it. We got a dead Guman in Queens and an old Ukrainian father. And I'm not even gonna blame Phil. John Sacramone, my friend. I'm sorry to say was an insecure guy. And he created a constant tension within his own family which spilled over. Go ahead, Carmine.
George was good enough to broker this meeting for us. You're just gonna sit there?
It didn't have to be this way.
We agree. It's gone too far. Phil, I don't know. It's changed. You got my word. We'll back off.
Butch says, we agree. It's gone too far. Phil has changed. So that tells you how he feels about Phil right there.
Prices, you help us get a location of Phil.
He just doesn't know.
I can't go there. You do what you gotta do.
See, he doesn't know where Phil is, but he doesn't want all of them to know that he doesn't know where Phil is. Because they think that Phil trusts him. They think that Phil is, they're like peas and carrots. They think that this is Phil's right-hand man. So if Tony and the rest of the crew knew that Butchie really has no power whatsoever, it makes him powerless within himself. And he doesn't want that. So he has to play it cool.
You do what you gotta do.
He says, you do what you gotta do.
One more thing. You hit my brother-in-law.
So?
This is my sister we're talking about.
Everything was cool until Tony said one more thing. You hit my brother-in-law. And Butch's reaction is, so? As it should be. But Tony, he has to be greedy. He just can't leave well enough alone.
Sister we're talking about. She's got to see something out of this.
We'll come up with a number.
Okay, I'm going to rewind that back and look at Butch's face. Feel free to rewind this part over and over if you want. I mean, this guy, after Tony says she has to see something out of this, I mean, he leans back and look at his face. He's like, is this guy kidding? I'm going to have to whack him too. But I'm going to let him whack Phil. Then I whack him. Then I will be the king of New York. That's what's going through his head right now. And also the fact that Tony has put a gun to his head. So he doesn't like Tony at all anyway. So let's look at this scene again.
One more thing. You hit my brother-in-law.
So?
This is my sister we're talking about. She's got to see something out of this.
We'll come up with a number?
When Butch leaned back, his face looked like, I'm disgusted with you. Look, I'll pacify you, say we'll come up with a number, shake your hand, and forget the whole thing because all of them are liars. They lie for a living. And that's the end of this video. Tell me what you think. Have a great day, folks. Before I go, watch this video again because it's worth it. And watch its companion video as well because it's worth it. And you can't watch those two videos